So I have this coaster set that I made about 2 years ago, and I royally messed them up. They might not look like it in the camera, but I did actually like completely ruin them. Like you can see where there's some stuff going on the edges, and this is from me sanding them because I was going to try to fix them. And then I just kind of gave up. But I kept these because I was like, I can do something with them. So what I decided is that I want to use these in a serving tray. I do have this polyurethane. It's open so I can't tilt it, but it's the mini wax fast drying polyurethane. This one is oil based. Google said you can use water based polyurethane, and I thought I saw something about oil based, but I don't quite remember. Um, so we're gonna use this because this is what I have. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting the polyurethane on. Now, per the instructions, you should do a thin layer first, and then after 3 to 4 hours, sand it, and then put another layer on. Okay, so this is coat number 3 of the polyurethane. Oh, crap. And you can still see like where I sanded, and it could just be because, well, this is resin. But instead of continuing to add polyurethane, what I'll do is go ahead and just paint the tray. I've decided we'll probably do a nice white, but we'll paint the tray. We will, and when we put these in, when I put them in, I'll just go ahead and put a thin layer of resin over each of the coasters as well. Just to give a little more instruction in some of these videos, I'll let you know what I'm using. I am going to use the Artist Loft Flow acrylic paint. This is, I don't know if it's sold anywhere else, but I buy it from Michael's, and this is the quart bottle. As far as brushes, I think I've said this before in videos. I don't really use a particular brush. I have like cheap dollar brushes that I use, and I prefer to use those because I can get a little like crazy with the way I brush. And I feel better like I feel better using a less nice looking brush when I paint these trays. So this is probably what I'll be using. She looks a little rough, but I've had it for a long time and it's worked out. I think it may have been $1 or $2 max, but it works well, and that is all I could ask for. This is what the tray looks like now. I've given it about 2 days to dry just to make sure it's all done. I did have a little bit of an issue here from when I flipped the tray, but I am going to sand that, and then I'll either repaint it or I'll make the trim gold, so this won't be an issue. But this is what we're looking at right now. So this is 2 coats of paint. And I considered doing a 3rd coat, but I decided that I wanted to just go ahead and leave it as is. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take some resin and put it down first. So I'm going to mix up, I don't know, I'm thinking either half a cup or a cup of resin. Probably a cup. And then I will mix it with my silver white pigment here. Let that be the first layer. I'm going to sit the coasters on top of that, let it all set, and then once that is done, I will probably tomorrow, because that'll be 24 hours. Really, I only need like 3 or 4 hours for it to be hard enough so that the next layer won't mix, but I'll come back and I'll put a final layer of just clear resin. So I'm going to mix up a cup of resin now. I may not use the full cup, but I will let you guys know how much I actually do end up using. And that way, like if you were to do something like this, you know how much resin you would actually need. All right, guys, we are back in my messy space. So this is what the tray looks like now. As you can see, they are stuck. So that's it. That is that is how these are going to be. And so my plan now is just to go over the top of this with a coat of clear resin. For this final layer of resin, I'm going to mix up I think about 3/4 of a cup, because I don't anticipate that I'll need more than that, since half a cup gave me the whole bottom. And I really only need a thin layer across everything, plus a little bit for here. You know what? I'll go with the full cup just to be safe, because I don't know how much I'm going to use for each of the coasters. So I've already pulled the cured resin out of the little cup, so I'm using the same cup from yesterday. It is a full 24 hours later, so the resin cured and I just pulled it out. This is the little stir stick that I use, and I've already started taking the resin off, and it really is like that easy. But I just peel it off and I can keep going. And I love these because I can reuse them, and it feels a tad less wasteful than using the regular popsicle sticks. Also, I wanted to note, in case you're wondering, when I sanded the tray, I used my little manual sander, and the crazy scraped up paper on this is 120 grit. And that's about it. So I will be back with the resin.
Let's do it. Look, Sundays feel a little darker than most. Picking what to wear if I'm picking a fro. And others I feel higher than the planes passing by. Strong enough to keep my head looking upward at the sky. When will I fly? I see struggle in the eyes of those that want in a piece. And know how lifeless things can get when you just want to release. Don't want to promise anything that I myself cannot teach. But when the going's getting rough, then take a moment to breathe. Maybe burdened with the lack of the material things. No matter how done I make it, I know that I am a king. Wanting to spread that positivity like Sonic. Cause even when the hits continue coming, count on me for those rings. Take a step back and think about all of your options. Yeah, be rational about your problems. Hey, gotta be patient just to solve them. Oh, if you feel lost, then take a step back and think about all of your options. Be rational about your problems. Gotta be patient just to solve them. Know everything's okay. If you feel no one needs you, it's okay. Yeah, if no one else, then I'm around, it's okay. Cause once you've been alone, you don't wanna stay. Yeah, it's okay. World's unfair and picking who gets what, so go get it yourself. If you're watching everyone around you get their praise, and that takes a toll on your health. Be wondering when you'll get what they have, when you've given your all, but you won't get last. If it's temporary, you'll be stuck in the past, wanting more of that feel, cause it fades too fast. Take a step back and think about all of your options. Be rational about your problems. Gotta be patient just to solve them. Oh, if you feel lost, then take a step back and think about all of your options. Be rational about your problems. Gotta be patient just to solve. Everything's okay. You feel no one hears you, it's okay. Oh, if no one else, then I'm around.
So let me go over the things that were done off camera. After I let the resin cure over the coasters, I went ahead, oops. So after I let the resin cure on the coasters, I did go ahead and paint the edges as well as the inner handles, as you can see there. And what I did was I used the Decocolor marker along the edges, but when I did it at first, the gold was it didn't look like this gold, so they didn't match. It was duller, it was a little more bronzy. So after I put the Decocolor marker on the trim, I went ahead and added this Sargent Art metallic tempera paint, and this is in the color gold, and I did like 3 layers of this on this. And then for the inner part of the tray, because I couldn't get the marker in there, I used the Craftsmart Gilding paint and a brush. I was trying to see if I had the brush, but it's just a small brush. Like, actually, this is the so it's a brush like this one. Just a small, simple. There it is. So just a small, simple brush. And I painted the inner handle. And then once I got the handle painted, I went in and I painted it with that same Sargent Art tempera paint so that the golds could match. Now, once that all dried, I went ahead and took my polyurethane and I put it over the entire tray. Well, not the entire tray. So the coasters and the bottom, I didn't put any polyurethane on, but I did go in with a sponge. This is not the exact sponge, but I just had a wedge sponge like this because it was going to be easier for me to like get the skinny part down into the tray and go across the inner walls. So I did do all of those. I did the inside of the handle. The trim has been sealed in polyurethane, as well as the sides and the bottom. Speaking of the bottom, I did add feet. So let me show you. So there are these little feet. You can barely see them. Little bumpers. Hopefully that looks better. Let me show you what they look like though. So the bumpers, I actually purchased a long time ago, and I think that I got them from Amazon. I'm not 100% sure, but this is what they look like. They're from 3M, I think. Yeah. So they're from 3M. They're little bumpers, and I just use them on the bottom of these trays, and that way when it's set on a surface that may be easily scratchable or something like that, it's not going to negatively affect the surface that it's set on. But whew, that was a lot. I did a pretty good job keeping the gold off of the sides, and I actually really like how the inside handle came. So that is beautiful. That's what the pearliness looks like inside. And even the coasters look so much better now because they have that layer of clear resin on top. If you have really good balance, this would be really good for serving like drinks on. Or if you want to do something like this and you have things that you want to just kind of sit in this on display, that would be cute, right? I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so excited. I'm so happy with how this turned out. And I want to thank my friends and my family because I had them like helping me along the way. I was like, how does this look? How does the gold look? Okay, I'm adding this. How does that look now? So, I think with this collaborative effort, we have come out with a really pretty tray. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, of course, feel free to leave them down below. I'll also try to list everything used in the description box. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.